What's up, fam? It's your boy Ayindei, coming to you from Authentic Alphas. I'm here with another beautiful young lady. Why don't you go ahead and give us your name?
Hello. Hi, I'm Honey Juice, aka Honey Curves.
Honey Curves. And there's plenty of that, plenty of curves. So how old are you and where are you from?
I'm from Colombia and I'm 25 years old.
What part of Colombia are you from?
Bucaramanga. You probably never heard of it.
I've been, but I haven't heard of that part.
Yeah, it's in the between mountains.
Okay, every time I go to Colombia, I keep telling myself I'm gonna go for a hike or something. I'm gonna go out in the mountains, and I never do. I never get around to it. Dangerous,
Well, being in Colombia in general is dangerous
even for me.
for anyone. You don't want to look like you're out of town. You want to bring less stuff as possible and just buy clothes there to look like not a tourist.
But if I go hiking, I'm only bringing bottled water and trail mix.
Yeah, that's okay. You're going to need a guide, but yes.
Okay, all right. So let's see. I'm gonna ask you some questions, primarily about the dating market, the relationships between men and women nowadays. So, what would you say about the dating market? Like, what's your take on it? What's your opinion?
I mean, I feel like it's all about like social media now and like meeting people online, all these different types of different types of app like dating, for black, for Jewish, for, gay, for this, for that. And it's like kind of like separating everything for like no reason. Like I don't believe in dating apps. Like I feel like this is where you're going to meet people in real life, where you're going to actually connect and see the real people. You don't have to know, okay, what's your favorite cat, dog? What's your favorite food? What do you do on the weekend? Before you meet them? Get to know the person. Like you don't need to put all that about me and
Bullshit in the profile,
yeah,
right?
for what? Because that's regardless, whatever they're putting on there, they're doing it for show. Like they're gonna do it to attract what they want to attract. It could be half lies. You don't even know.
Well, listen, she just told you herself, and I tell you guys all the time, screw the dating apps, cold approach, in person, meet people, supermarket, wherever. You see her, you like her, approach her. So I forgot to ask you, are you single, dating, or married?
I'm in a relationship.
Okay, how long have you been in this relationship?
2 years, but we actually met in college, right? Shout out to Kaiser University for taking all the money from me. But yeah, we've met in class, and yeah, we've only been friends for a long time, like maybe like 5 years.
Wow.
And from there, we just built the relationship. Yeah.
So wait, did he wait it out? What happened here? Why didn't he ask you out immediately?
I was in another relationship.
So he waited it out.
Yes, he was like, okay, I'm gonna stick in the sidelines, be her friend, He still did his thing, of course. But, he always liked me and I liked him, and we just found our way to each other eventually, so.
Okay, so we shit on the friend zone. But it sounds to me like you're saying that this guy actually made it out of the friend zone into the bed.
Yes, he did. And he definitely...
Hey, you learn something every day. See, this is why I don't like absolute answers, because when you tell people this will never happen and that will never happen, it depends on who you are and how you do it. Now, generally speaking, there are certain things that are unlikely to work out. And then also you can be, I guess, in the friend zone without being a sucker. So obviously she maintained respect for the dude. So apparently there is a way to do it.
100%. Like, if you're in the friend zone, don't give up. Okay, she's probably just, doing her thing. Just continue, like, treating her right, taking her out. Like, don't be a sucker though, but still take her out, treat her right, and show her what it could be like if we weren't in the friend zone. Right?
Well, I make it easy for you guys. Don't take girls on dates that you don't also enjoy. Don't do things for them that you don't actually want to do. Don't give them things that you can't afford to lose. That way you won't be whining and crying later saying, but I did this for you, and I gave her my savings, and how could she do this to me, and all the things I did for her. Yeah, you won't be singing that song, right?
No.
If you only do the things you want to do and you only give what you can afford to lose. I think it's pretty damn simple. Rule of thumb, and just keep a standard across the board for everyone, and don't be making exceptions, because of your little feelings. And I think you'll pretty much be safe. So how do you feel about marriage? Is that on the horizon? Is that in the picture?
Oh, hell yes. After knowing each other for a long time, like, that's definitely in the picture. Like, we live together, so that's That's when
Step one.
I think you should live with someone before you marry them, because you're gonna know the ins and outs of that person. And once you get married, you're like, I already know you. Like, I know what you do, what you don't do, and you can build from there.
I know if your feet stink. I know how loud you snore. I know.
Yes.
Yeah, well, like they say in Jamaica, to know me and to live with me is not the same thing. So it's two different things. You don't really know someone till you live with them. So yeah, I can agree with that. Now, but what age do you think that you need to be married by, or you would like to be married by?
I feel like, I mean, I'm 25 now. We've been dating for 2 years. So, like, I think, like, before 30, you're right? Before 30, because you want to have kids before then. Well, not always, but
You want to have kids before 30.
you.
As a
It's
female, as a
supposed to
female,
be
as a female,
goal,
as a
but-
female, yeah.
My aunt, she had a baby after, like, 32, and she looks incredible. So, it's really,
That
like,
could just be your aunt.
we're Colombian, so.
Generally speaking,
Yes, let's try to have that young. But yeah, like, you live together. You get married, you buy a house, you travel, then you have kids. Like, I feel like that's right.
feels pretty standard. And I mean, if both people agree, what can you say? All right, so what would you rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 10, appearance-wise? And keep in mind, we're talking about what you think men think of you, not just your man, because that's
Yeah.
But in general, where would you rate yourself?
I mean, like, first of all, I don't care what other men say, because when you dress up, when you get pretty, you get everything all for you. So you're not gonna think about that. But if I could rate myself, I broke the damn scale. Like, I'm sorry, like, I broke the damn scale, but that's how I feel about me. Again,
But guys,
so-
though, but guys.
But guys, why are you rating me?
Put a number in the chat, guys. 1 through 10. Put a number in the chat.
Why are you rating me? Like, I'm not a restaurant. I'm not a hotel.
You're
Why are we
you're
not?
you're you're
I'm
young.
a human.
You're a young woman.
Human
That's why,
being.
because men care about that. That's why.
I guess a 9.
Wow. So,
I
because
guess.
I mean, women do rate guys. So,
Yeah, like, I'm trying to be considerate, like, yeah, like, haters gonna hate, but at the end of the day, every man has different feelings about what they want. Some want juicy, some want super skinny, or, like, thick and juicy. Like, there's so many different, so, like,
yeah, but we still can kind of agree on the 1 to 10 scale, though. That's the thing. Like a guy that likes thick women can look at a girl that's slim and be like, yeah, man, she's up there. She's not my type, but she's up there. So that's not really the thing. Like, women always with this, oh, that's your opinion, and it's like, no, guys are pretty objective. You know what I mean? We can look at almost anything and appreciate it, even though it's not our thing. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's necessarily the same. I think women are kind of more in the gray area, and they're more about how they feel and depends. They're always using the word depends. Well, it depends. It depends. No, it really doesn't depend. Doesn't depend, right?
Okay.
The 5 plus 5 equals 10. What does it depend on? Doesn't depend on anything. Every day of the week, it's 10. You know what I mean? So objectively speaking, so you say 9, and I could see guys saying that, right? Not all guys will agree, but I could see guys saying, yeah, she's up there in the 8, 9
what
area.
would you rate yourself?
Well, I am objective, like I'm talking about. So if you're talking about look wise, yeah, way up there, like an 8, yeah, between 8 and 9. And I'm saying that like numbers wise, because I'm professional bodybuilding. So when I'm comparing myself to someone else, or I'm being competitive body wise or looks wise, I'm going against the best in the world.
Yeah.
Like literally. So if I can drop in the top 10 in a bodybuilding competition, you can't tell me that my body's not in the top 10% of mankind. You can't tell me that. Because the average guy's not walking around with the muscle mass that I'm carrying. He's not walking around with the body fat percentage that I have that low. And then also, the average height is like what, 5'8"? Like between 5'7" and 5'9" is the average height in the US, and I'm 5'10". So I'm closer to the taller side than I am the shorter side. So, okay. You know what I mean? So I'm basing that on numbers is my point. And I've never had a person tell me I have an ugly face or something like that. So I'm not basing it on how I feel. I'm literally basing it on, like, statistically speaking, in comparison to men on a whole in my country. So I think it's safe to do that. Just like if I was going to rate my income, then I would just simply look and see what is the average man making and where do I fall in that percentile. So am I making an average income? Is it a below average income or is it above average income? So it's real easy, I think, in our mind to kind of put it in perspective. I think women get really confused with it because they start factoring shit that matters in their head. So when you ask a girl, oh, how do you rate yourself? And they say, well, I'm a 9 or I'm a 10. And it's like, what do you base it on? Well, I have my own car and I have my own place and I have an. She's like, whoa, time out. Time out. We're talking about looks, okay? So what I'm saying from 1 to 10, I can literally just pull out a magazine and we can look at the women in the magazine and rate them from 1 to 10. I don't know where she graduated from. I don't know what she majored in. I don't know what she owns. I'm judging her purely on looks. So women start throwing all these other factors in there that don't even fucking matter to men. You get what I'm saying? Thinking that gives them an advantage. No, it really doesn't. It either satisfies you more or less in your life, and it either makes you feel a sense of achievement, yes or no, in your life, and then here's the inflated ego. And then how inflated is it? So there's women that literally walk around thinking they're better than other women because they have a degree. Okay, but who's doing the judging? Because plenty of guys would rather the girl that doesn't have the degree.
Yeah, and you don't have to have a degree to be successful. So that's like...
Well, that's my point, is that even the success, there's guys that is in no way a factor to a guy who himself is successful. Because what is your success doing for him? In fact, it's a conflict of interest. And a lot of women don't realize that. If you're going to be a career woman and you're working full time, that's not a plus to a man. That's a conflict of interest. That means you're not waiting on me. That means you're out doing your own thing. That means ideally I could come home early from work or whatever, and then I have to wait on you to come home from work. And are you going to be like energetic and waiting on your man? No, you're going to be tired and exhausted from working yourself. You're not going to be cooking and you're not going to be doing all this extra stuff. You're going to be like, baby, I'm tired. You're going to take a shower and you're going to plop that on the couch. And then you're going to want to order Uber Eats. Remind me how that benefits a man.
Me. Not me, but I guess.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see.
And I'm not saying that these things are always like that big of an issue, but women lead with these things, so a man's gonna interpret it as it's gonna be an issue. If we're on the first date and you're like, yeah, so work, and I'm talking about work, and I'm still talking about work, and I'm talking about work, and we ordered our food and we're waiting on our food, and I'm still talking about work. And guess what? I'm talking about work, and the guy's like, yo, when I go out with the guys, we talk about work. When I have meetings, I'm talking about work. I'm trying to fuck, and this girl's talking about work. What just happened? What just happened? If I wanted to talk about work, I would invite some of my colleagues, you know what I'm saying, to have a drink after we leave the office. I didn't ask a beautiful woman on a date to talk about the shit that I talk to men about. Then she wants to talk about Trump and Biden, and it's like, I'm thinking about ass and titties. I'm not thinking about politics. So a lot of women hang themselves by opening with these type of conversations, these type of topics, thinking that that's appealing to this man, like that's impressing him. And he's like, when I was in college, I was trying to nail the chicks. I wasn't like looking at them as like other students, like where'd you graduate from? Like, what? But a guy talking to another guy, that could be a factor. Like, yo, where'd you go to school? Oh, really? Hey, did you play football? Oh, you in the fraternity? And we could talk about college. But do we want to talk about college with a woman?
Why not?
Why do guys pretend to? Because that's really what that question is. That's where it's coming from. It's why do guys pretend to care about these topics?
Well, obviously to sleep with the woman, I guess.
Exactly.
But
so
not all men are pretending, okay? Some may care.
The vast majority of them are, and the reason why that becomes an issue is because she wants a relationship. She wants the guy to stick around. What I'm trying to say is he would be more likely to be thinking about a relationship in the future if you didn't bog him down with all that type of talk. That's what I'm trying to say. When the women present themselves like that, in a man's mind, what he's thinking is, let me see how long I can pretend to be interested in this bullshit so that I can sleep with this girl. That's it. That's where his head is at. So when he's not in his head, he's like, yep, yeah, sure, yeah, I didn't vote for Trump. Nope, I would never. He's a racist. Right, Trump's a racist. I would never. Yeah, he's just trying to get it in and get it out now. And he might be taking her less seriously now because she's talking like that. Because what I'm trying to say is that's not what he's interested in or attracted to. Now, maybe she starts talking about her tuna casserole. Maybe she starts talking about, you see what I'm saying? Things that would interest him in a relationship. That's a much better strategy than talking about these masculine topics. Is all I'm saying.
But it's interesting to me that you separate masculine and femininity in topics.
I don't have to separate them. They're already separate.
I guess that's your opinion.
Okay, so let me ask you this: do you really think guys are interested in talking about sports with women? You really think they're like, so how about those Patriots?
I mean, just because of the fact, like people like you would think, okay, this woman, she's a woman, she doesn't know about sports, but how do you know?
That's not what I'm saying. See, this is where the disconnect comes with women. It's not about that. Like you're making it like an offense thing. Oh, you think I'm not as smart? You think I don't know about politics? You think I don't know about sports? No, what it is, I don't care to discuss that with you. That's not my interest in you. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you have on the topic. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like for example, I'm a dude, but I can sew. I used to make costumes. I used to make clothes. My grandmother taught me how to sew many years ago. But am I really gonna sit down with a woman? Do you really want to talk to me about sewing as a woman?
No.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I can also cook, but I'm not talking to a woman about cooking. Yeah, so what you want to do is preheat the oven. Girl, let me tell you something. This is a little trick that I learned. If you add the butter, but you put the, no, absolutely not. So I think a lot of girls have to kind of try to be mindful of that because guys aren't necessarily going to tell you how they really feel about some of the shit that you're talking about or some of the things that you're doing. Guys tend to just not say anything because if I offend this girl, I'm less likely to sleep with her. It's just the way it is.
I mean, I can relate to that in terms of when you're first dating someone, like you're going on dates. Yeah, you don't want to just put your whole life on him. Like, okay, I do this on Saturdays. I do this, da, 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 da. I get it. But eventually, you're going to have like those type of conversations eventually. So like, I see what you mean.
Well, I mean, those are what girlfriends are for. So, so let's put it like this.
If you're just trying to be with someone for the night, why are we talking about this, baby?
So,
I get it.
In the relationship, right, we have a decision to make, right? We're the arbiters of different areas. So the females decide if and when sex takes place, right? That's what they decide. Guys decide if there's going to be a relationship before or after said sex. That's what we decide. Are we going to give her commitment and attention and all these type of things before, or are we going to give it after? Or are we going to give commitment at all? That's what we decide, which is why women go back and forth with a fuck boy for however long, trying to get this guy to commit, trying to get this guy to come off of the market and be with her, because it's the guy that decides that. But at the same time, guys will sit here and pretend to be interested in shit that they're not. They'll go to restaurants they don't want to eat at. They'll go on dates that they're really not that interested in because they're waiting on the girl to give up the pussy. They're waiting on her to say, yes, you can finally enter. So this is what we control, right, gender-wise, the decision that we get to make, right? Now, with that being said, why do guys pretend to care about things or pretend to want to do things they don't? Because they don't want to offend her and then get denied the sex.
Yeah, especially when you put in so much already.
Whether you put in whether it's 5 minutes or it's 5 days or 5 months or 5 years, it's still the same concept. It's like, don't put yourself in a position where she's gonna say, no, I would never fuck with him like that. I would never fuck him, right? But here's where women aren't bringing that same sensibility to the table. Women aren't thinking like that when it comes to talking themselves out of the relationship. That's the point I'm trying to make. Guys are cautious not to offend this girl, not to say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing and get denied the sex. Women aren't thinking like that about the commitment. They're not thinking, whoa, if I say this dumb shit, this guy might be like, oh, I'm definitely not wifing her up. They don't think that. They don't think like that.
No.
They just go ahead and trial and error and bounce through it. And then when the guy doesn't want to commit, they have no idea why. And instead of thinking, what am I doing wrong? Why this guy doesn't want to commit? What they think is, what is he doing wrong? Why he doesn't want to commit? Oh, he's a little boy. Oh, he's immature. Oh, he's afraid of commitment. Oh, No, it could just simply be that you did and said a bunch of shit along the way that made you non-eligible for commitment, that kept you in the just casual fun category. I'm just gonna hit this girl up when I'm trying to do something if she's available. And women aren't conscious of this, and they literally fuck themselves out of a relationship and not knowing it.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I mean, I've been in situations like that too, sometimes, but.
I mean, think about it. What's the friend zone? At the end of the day, the friend zone for a woman is the same thing as what a fuck buddy is for a guy. It's like, listen, I'm not gonna give sex to this guy. I'm not sexually attracted to him, but I'm gonna let him, hover around me. I'm gonna let him give me attention. I'm gonna let him listen to me. I'm gonna let him buy me stuff. I'm gonna let him treat me nice and tell me I'm beautiful. Text me, good morning, beautiful. I'm gonna let him do all that relationship stuff, but I'm not gonna give him any pussy. Well, you don't think guys are doing the same exact thing? I'm gonna smash, but I'm not gonna let her spend the night. I'm not gonna. Exactly. It's the same damn scenario. So the same way that guys are trying desperately not to end up in the friend zone and they're trying to get what they want, is the same way that women aren't trying to be just used sexually and they're still trying to get what they want. So how do we meet in the middle? Some communication, right, and some precaution. I feel like the men are trying to take the precaution of not offending the girl, but the women aren't taking the precaution of not turning off the guys they actually want to be with. And then when it doesn't work, they default back to the same setting. Men are dogs. Men are, oh, he's a fuckboy, and he's this and he's that. Are you sure? Because when you see him a year from now or 6 months from now and he's wifed up, now you're upset and you're thinking that you got jerked. No, maybe she just wasn't talking about politics at dinner. That could be very well what it was. Maybe she was cooking for him, right? Maybe she was doing things that made him say, you know what? This is worth giving up all, you know what I'm saying? This is worth just sticking with this. The sex is good and she's doing all this other stuff. So she's showing me how much more value there is to women than just simply looking good and the sex being good. That's what happened there. But the chick is not taking any accountability, and she never was asking the right questions to begin with. So now she has no choice but to just blame it on something. Oh, it couldn't be me. It couldn't be that I'm not good enough. It couldn't be that I'm not bringing enough to the table. That he decided now to settle down with some other chick, right?
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, especially what I don't like is when girls literally they send all these, pictures, dirty talk, like even before even meeting this person. That's why I don't like these dating apps. Doing all that, and then when they meet them, oh, he only wanted me for sex. Well, sweetheart, you gave him literally a preview. You gave him the rundown, like that's what you want, and now you want to build a relationship off of that? That makes no sense. Like,
yeah, well,
that's ridiculous.
That's probably because she felt insecure that she wasn't going to be able to get his attention and to get his time otherwise. And to be honest with you, that's kind of the case nowadays because of where women have brought it as a whole. Because a lot of women are like, why won't this guy stop playing around, stop playing games, and stop chasing other women? Who said he's chasing other women? It could be just that he's at a higher value than most dudes, and that's why you like him. That's why you even care. That's why you're even still stuck on this one dude, yet your inbox is full of all these other guys constantly trying to take you out and they want you, but you're over here acting like nobody wants you because this particular guy doesn't want to be your boyfriend. But what you're not realizing is that's not so much a reflection of him. That's a reflection of how women in general are treating him. So because he has so many women that thinking the same thing you're thinking, it's like, why am I going to settle with this particular one? What's so special about her? Why I'm going to forget about these other 9 girls that I matched with on Tinder that are also sending me nudes? So the girl's not realizing that. She's not conscious that, there's other women out here, right? There's other women in the world. And there's a lot of baby mamas doing the same thing. They're thinking, oh, I look good and I this and I that. Why is he not? Because you got kids, dude. And there's women that look as good as you who don't have kids. Like, how are you not seeing how much of a factor that is? Oh, well, so-and-so watches my kids and he don't have to what does that have to do with anything? You're limited because you have those kids. He can't say, hey, let's go away for a week. You can't just go away randomly for a week and it not be a neglect to your child. There's so many things that you can't even do that he has to compromise around that kid, but yet your ego still tells you that you're way up here, not realizing that just you having a kid took you down 3 or 4 points. Chicks aren't getting that. All that's gonna happen is you're gonna be like the girl that looks good enough, but I can't do anything with that. So it becomes a waste of time now. So now all you could be is a hookup when you don't have your kids. That's all you can be. I don't have my son tonight. I'll be over there. I'm pulling up. That's all you can be. But tomorrow you do have your kids. Stupid. And I don't know why that's so complicated for them to understand. They would rather sit here and fight reality and say that the guy is not man enough. Oh, because he doesn't want to take care of someone else's child. So what happened to the guy that you had the kid with? Was he not man enough? You see what I mean? So you mean to tell me you had a baby by a dude of lesser value, and now you're upset that you can't lock down a dude of higher value? Huh? Huh? That's like going to the bank and saying, hey, I borrowed $20,000 to buy this car, and it ended up getting repossessed. But I want you to lend me $30,000 to buy this more expensive car. Huh? And then you're upset that you got denied for this loan. It just doesn't make any sense. So I think that there's a lot of women making these issues a lot more complicated than they have to be because they keep adding all these other variables in there. When it's like, listen, just look at it on paper. Just look at it on paper, black and white. This girl's 25. This girl's 25. This girl has a kid. This girl does not have a kid. We rate this girl as an 8 on a scale from 1 to 10. We rate this girl on a scale from 1 to 10 at an 8. So everything is identical here on paper, but one has a kid, one doesn't. Which one do you think the guy's leaning towards?
The easiest will be without the kid, but there are some men that are like, okay, I like her so much, I'm gonna sacrifice it, but I think it's like not very likely.
No, what you're describing is a guy who has limited options. You're describing a guy who doesn't also have the option of the girl that doesn't have the baby. That's what you're describing. And that's another thing that confuses women. Women are like, why won't this guy that's a 9 do this, this, and this like this guy that's a 5? I don't know, maybe because he's a 9 out of 5? Just guessing. Why doesn't he text me back right away like all these other guys do? Oh, you mean all the other guys that you reject?
Sus.
Why doesn't the guy you want act like the guys you don't want? Do you see how stupid that question is?
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. So this is where they're stuck at. They're stuck valuing themselves based on how many guys they reject. Not realizing that that's neither here nor there. Because the guys you reject do not feel the same about you as the guys that you want. And neither do other women, which is the most important factor here, is that there are other women. Let's not forget, dudes in prison be messing with dudes in prison. They wasn't messing with dudes before they went to prison, so what makes a dude start messing with dudes in prison that wasn't messing with dudes outside of prison? Sounds like desperation and default. So, right, so guys that can't get a broad, they'll take any broad. They'll take any chick. Which is also why when women are with a guy that other women aren't trying to get, she doesn't value him as much. Because don't know other women out here want him. And that's making her feel like, man, am I settling? Because there's no drama over my man. There's nobody inboxing my man. There's nobody looking at my man. There's no exes calling up my man. So what's going on here? Why is my man so undesirable? Because every time I open up my Instagram, some random dudes is trying to holler. Okay, every time I leave the grocery store, somebody trying to carry my groceries. Everywhere I go, somebody trying to talk to me, but nobody trying to talk to my dude. Why not? So women want a dude that's in demand, basically. But at the same time, they don't want to compete with the other women. So they want a lot of conflicting things. They want a guy that has time for them, but then they want a guy that's successful. Successful guys are busy. What are we trying to do here? So how do we make this work? You want a guy to come and take care of your kid, and he doesn't even have kids of his own. So you want him to take care of your kid before he takes care of before he has a kid. You want him, what?
Yeah.
What's his incentive? So you see how you said, well, there's some guys out here that like the girl that much. Well, in that situation, I think the girl needs to be working extra hard to be chose. I feel like that particular person would have to bring so much more right than the person without the baggage. Just like when you see girls with unattractive dudes, I guarantee you that guy is making money, that guy's paying for things, there's something that guy's doing to be with that beautiful young girl that's making her choose him over, say, a more attractive guy or a guy closer to her age. Why is this older, unattractive dude with this gorgeous younger chick? Because he's buying her $1,000 shoes, because he's paying her rent, he's helping her with her car note. Come on, it's not really hard to figure out, right? So, it's just little things like that. But the question is, how do we say this to women in a way that they'll understand it?
Wow, that's a hard question. Damn. Think before you speak at this point.
Yeah, but if it's not in them, where do they get it from? Because they obviously aren't thinking on that same page. You know what I mean? Like it's not even gonna occur to them. So who is it that they will actually listen to? Because they listen to other women, but other women also don't know. So how do we like do they need to listen to the gay guy? Who do they need to listen to?
Listen, you probably need to listen to if you got a best friend. Probably be that best friend to be like, sis, like, what are you doing? Like, you need to step it up. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. I'm like, you on your own, baby. You on your own.
Okay.
I'm telling you, okay? Get it together. You know, think before you speak. Put yourself in that guy's shoe. Like, okay, like, you know, like, how is he feeling? Like, what is he doing? What am I doing? What should I tell him? What should we talk about? Like how you were saying, like, I could agree with that when you're first dating someone, but like after you're in a relationship, you still doing the same thing, but you stuck with me at this point. Like,
or let the guy maybe let the guy lead.
Yeah. My man, he's the man of the house, so 100%. You gotta let him take care of everything.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. Are your parents married?
My parents, no. My dad left me a long time ago. He's in Colombia, but my mom is remarried. Super happy. No, I'm the only child, so no kids.
Did you grow up with the stepfather?
No, the stepfather came in the picture like about 4 years ago. So I did have a stepdad at the time, and he was like my real dad at that point. His name was Mark. He was incredible. Like, he took care of us. So.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Where did it come from? So the gender dynamic was in the house.
Yeah, he always took care of my mom. He made sure I was okay. At some point, I was going to Disney World like 3 times a month. It was ridiculous. I was crying to not go back to Disney. Like, it was like he really took care of us. I'm serious.
Oh God! Just he had kids of his own with your mom too. And he was down to marry your mom. No kids of his own. Nothing.
She looked like Shakira.
I was just about to say, how good does your mom look?
My mom had long hair like this, no extensions, curly, blonde. Like, my classmates thought she was Shakira. Like, she was looking good. You know, we're Colombians, so.
Okay, so now you see how important this 1 to 10 is, right?
Yeah, she's.
You get it. You get it now,
yes.
Right?
She's 100, and Mark was not.
So your mom is like ultra feminine then.
Yeah, extremely, very dainty. 100%.
See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Being good looking, being feminine goes a long way. So do you think that your mother had to go a little bit above and beyond? Like, how well did she treat your stepfather?
I mean, she treated him extremely well. At the end, like, we lived in a beautiful house, like, and, you know, he took care of us and everything, but even after they ended, like, my mom was still a hustler. Like, she hustled every single day. Like, it was incredible. But yeah, I miss him. He was great.
Wait, so you don't talk to him anymore?
No, but I think, like, she's still, like, he's married now and he has kids now.
Oh,
yeah, he has kids. Very religious man.
Money long.
Yeah.
He's on family number 2.
I remember, I don't know what car it was because I was so young. It was a convertible red. He would just take me spinning around. Like, it was a drop top. It was amazing.
So, I mean, all right, so essentially he treated you like a daughter, so you did at least get the daddy's little girl treatment to an extent.
A few years. Yeah.
All right, well, hey, listen, better short than not
never.
at all.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
So let me see. What else can I ask you before I let you go? So, but you're like born and raised in Miami, or you came?
I was born in Colombia. Came here when I was 3 years old. Shout out to my mom, bringing me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you said you want to put I can put your Instagram in the description.
Honey juice, honey
Could-
curves.
You said you got your own business. Tell us a little bit about the because it's so Colombian. Your business.
My business is very Colombian, so I actually import Colombian waist trainers, latex from Colombia, of course. And what it helps is to shape your body and give you those curves that make you look like snatched.
What those are for women though. What are the advantages that a guy can get?
Well, you know how men, like, not all men, but like, it gives you the curves that makes your butt look bigger. You know, men love that. And
Men want their butt to look bigger?
No, for the women.
Oh, for their women. So they should buy it for their girlfriends. What you're
Hell
saying?
yeah! Like you're gonna get, she's gonna look like hourglass, like this little with the badonkadonk, and
No,
like
no, I asked because like
Yeah.
in bodybuilding, sometimes guys actually wear the waist trainers and the
Yes.
fajas and whatever, and they
They
work.
do.
I know they work personally because I tried it once. It worked. I couldn't
Yeah.
keep up with it. I'd rather just diet and do my cardio.
The-
But it works
the
though. It
company
works.
that I work with, they have for men too. I just haven't thought about buying it, but they have for men, and it's latex, so it helps you like sweat like without even doing anything.
You should probably look into that market. You should look into the fitness market because the
Yeah.
guys use them.
I'm telling you, like, I'm probably gonna have to order those. Yeah.
I gotta find mine. Shit, I have like 2 of them, like really good ones with the hooks and the whole 9 yards and the rubber and the whole thing. So
I'm
it works. They
telling
work.
you.
They work.
Yes, I'm gonna have to hook you up with one when I get one. You could be one of my models.
There you go. There you go. Don't fuck around. I'm serious. Because they be asking, where'd you get your waist trainer? I just don't tell people. I'm like, fuck you. I'm not telling you where I get my waist trainer, bitch.
What?
Fuck
You
outta
gotta
here.
tell Honey Curves.
Oh, now, yeah. But, it wasn't a favor for somebody. It was like,
I know.
Nobody-
Men feel a little weird wearing the waist trainers. But
I don't.
No.
I
He's
don't.
Proud. He's proud. That's good. That's good.
Fuck your opinion. When my waist is the 27.5, fuck your opinion.
Yeah, I'm
You know what I mean?
extra small right now, so
Yeah, it's
you
like,
gotta get that.
you can say whatever you want. My waist is like this and my back is like this, so kiss my ass, you know what I mean?
agree.
And I don't skip leg day either, so yeah, fuck you. All right, so we're gonna let this one go. I appreciate it, and I wish you the
so
best with
much.
your business and with your relationship, and I'm happy for you. So wait, I didn't ask you. You a good girl, former bad girl? What's going on with that?
Complete good girl, an angel, if anything. But I guess the devil was an angel before he fell.
Cause they're like quit the cap, stop the cap.
No, I'm serious. No, I'm a great girl. You know, bachelor's in forensic science.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, like I'm just overall, you know, getting my bartending license. I want to work more with people. Have great customer service. I just want to be with people, like talk to them. Like tired of office jobs and everything. So yeah.
No, I
Just
get
trying
it.
to be
Studies
out
show that the women like dealing with other people for work or in general. They're more social, and guys like dealing with things, objects, equipment, machinery, whatever like that. We're more hands-on, and girls are more verbal. So it makes sense. So I can't doubt that she's a good girl because I have to look at, objectively. I got to look at the paperwork. Okay, the guy waited for years, as a friend, so it was obviously worth it. And they've been in a relationship for 2 years. Okay. On paper.
Wanna say one thing. Shout out to my big booty bitches. You guys are amazing. You're juicy. Honey Curves is for you. Mwah.
All right, guys, we're out of here, man. Get on the search. If you see them and you like them, let them know. Peace.
Thank you.
Oh, like, share, subscribe, all that other shit.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, what the
He's
fuck is
funny.
wrong with
Just
you?
met him, but he's funny.
Subscribe, god damn it.
Subscribe.
Stop being selfish and share with a friend that don't get no buns, right? And then we can have weights and dates for real.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go on dates. Stop with the dating apps, guys. Stop with that. I'm
Well,
tired of it.
well,
I'm
I
tired.
tell you what. If you get your fitness right, you get your grooming right, you got far better chances on the dating app. You motherfuckers need to stay the fuck off the dating app with that take me as I am shit. Let the women fail with that. Let the women strike out with that mentality. If you're gonna use a dating app, you got to figure out how to get your ass in the top 30% at least.
And stop with the mirror pics. Why? Why?
Have you ever had
Why?
Have you ever had Tinder?
Like a guy.
Have you ever had
Yes,
Tinder?
Of course, I've had Tinder.
Okay,
Cupid,
okay, hold on.
ew.
Okay,
Ew.
if you've had Tinder before, right? What is your, like, if you had to guess, how many left swipes do you go before you see one worth going right as a female?
I automatically just left, and then when I see something, I'm like, wait, and then I'm like, okay,
He's like,
maybe.
wait, still left?
Yeah, no, but it's like an automatic. But I have a
Right.
friend, he's a dude, and he literally
Right,
just
right,
swipes
right.
for everything. I
Exactly.
see, like he doesn't like stop, and I'm
Yeah.
like, are you not looking? He's like, oh well, someone's
Doesn't
gonna
matter.
be cute.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's
No.
terrible.
No, I'm dead serious. I do the same thing. I don't have time to read profiles. I don't have
So
time to
it's
look.
just like this.
Yeah, I look quick. I look fast. If she looks good, right? If she looks good, right? I get the infinite shit. And the reason why is because I don't care who's on the app. I care about who I matched with. My options aren't who's on the app. My options are who I matched with. You get what I'm saying? So it doesn't make any sense to sit here and scrutinize every profile. For a female, it does. Because if a female was to just go right, she would match. And I know this because I've had several female accounts. Why? Mind your business. It wasn't to study, it was to get this money. But anyway, but I already know with a female profile, if you go right 100 times, you're gonna get 85 matches. Straight up. As a dude, if you go right, you know what I'm saying, 100 times, you're gonna get 20 matches if you're a good looking dude. If you're a good looking dude. Right? If you're not, you're gonna get like 3, 4. And then out of those 3 or 4, how many are gonna actually respond to your message? And out of the ones that respond to your message, how many are they gonna respond to your follow-up message? You get what I'm saying? So a lot of you guys are wasting your time on dating apps because you don't have what it takes to be prioritized on that app to the average female. The average female is only dealing with the top 10 or 20% of what she sees on that app. That's facts. You have a mirror, use it. Do you look better than 80% of guys out here? Probably not, fucker. So if you're not gonna max your looks, you get what I'm saying? You're wasting your time on a dating app. You have a much better chance of approaching a woman in person. Mind you, studies have already proven that. Because if I'm gonna go try to pick up a girl right now in the Apple Store, there goes the Apple Store, right? Let's say hypothetically, I go to try to pick up a girl in the Apple Store. Guess who my competition is? The other dudes in the Apple Store.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's not much.
Right, that's it. But if I try to pick up a chick on Tinder, I got to compete with the globe because she got the passport feature. You got guys with their profile in another city. Get the fuck out of here. There's women that are passing up conversation with you to message back guys that aren't even in the same country. Aren't even in the same damn country.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So, and then there's guys that are talking to girls that aren't in the same country and you ain't going there no time soon. She ain't coming to you no time. What the fuck is you talking about? What is you talking about? Why are you matching with chicks in Singapore? Are you gonna fly her over here and sponsor her? Are you gonna marry her and give her citizenship? Because that's what she wants. So if you're not gonna do that, why are you texting with a girl in the Philippines, dude? Quit being stupid.
Just send her money.
Right, because listen, it's that simp behavior that makes it harder for everyone on a whole. Because there's so many guys flooding women with free attention, right? Flooding women with all these offers and all this stuff, and the women aren't interested in them in the first place. And all you're doing is making it harder for the guys that actually do have a chance, and you're just inflating this poor girl's ego, and she's not gonna realize that that's all bullshit until she's 39, 38. That's when she's gonna realize, oh shit, I'm not that.
Literally, excuse me, thank you. Literally, use your personality. Because
In person,
talk to them, because guess what? When you're in the internet, you have a better chance that they're gonna be like, okay, block. And you're in person, you can't block me, sweetheart. I'm in your face. I'm in your face. Like, now you just gotta walk away. Like, that's the most that you can do. But when you're up close and personal, it's harder for them to be like, back up or bye. You know, you're in person, you're gonna be like, oh, thank you so much. And then maybe it can go for something, yo. Get business cards. Be like, hey, baby, hit me up. Put your phone number on the business cards.
You can change her
Find
mind. In
find
person,
a way.
You can change her mind.
Yes.
You can't change her mind on the internet because she's gonna make up her decision based on your photos. So I'm not telling guys that they can't do it on. I'm fine. Dude, I'm good on Tinder. I'm good on Tinder. I'm good on IG. You get what I'm saying? But the average guy is not gonna dominate with looks. So I could be the biggest asshole in the world, but a girl's still gonna swipe right just based on looks. And that's usually what happens to these chicks. They swipe just because of the looks, and then when they meet the guy, he was like, oh, he's an arrogant asshole. He's a narcissist and all this kind of stuff. Well, yeah, you couldn't tell he was a narcissist from the internet. You couldn't tell. So you guys are much better off focusing on getting in shape, focusing on getting your finances, your money right, getting your dress right, getting your cologne right, getting your haircut, getting everything right before you start wasting time trying to holler at broads. That's all I'm saying. Get your package together first before you holler, and whatever avenue or platform that you use, make sure that you can somewhat dominate that platform. If you can't, you're wasting your time.
Get your life together. Honey Juice, 2 Y's, Honey Curves. Hit me up. He's gonna put it right there on the thing. I got YouTube too, but when you put Honey Curves on YouTube, other things come up. Be careful. Okay, I'm out.
Peace.